You're listening to a Rock Candy podcast.
What exactly makes Beyoncé the queen bee?
How do we feel about Ariana Grande's use of rap vernacular?
And most importantly, what's better, chamomile or spiced chai?
We ponder all of this and more on Hot Tea Hot Takes, now a part of the Rock Candy Podcast Network.
Our show is just two friends drinking tea and discussing music, culture, politics, and anything else that comes to mind.
We cover everything from Mozart to Megan Thee Stallion.
New uploads are posted weekly. Look for it wherever you get your podcast. We'll see you soon.
Bye!
Hey everybody, it's Matthew McConaughey. All right. See? It's me. I'm here to give the weekly disclaimer for the Pickle and Boot Shop. Anyway, I think his name's Joe. He talks about inserting vodka tampons in your buttocks. Reese says that Virginia has the worst drivers in the country. That's not true. Also, Joe and Reese give dating advice. It's terrible. Terrible. They talk about Hooters and Wieners. Actually, they don't talk about anything. This is the worst episode they've ever made. It's not about anything. Mohoko cannot come in and do a corporate takeover of this podcast fast enough. McConaughey.
Joe and Reese and Pickle and Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese and Pickle and Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles. With your grandma and your kids. I go downtown. With your grandma and your kids. Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids. Stay for the squids. Boots. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands. 1996, we start this.
This is my favorite toy right now.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rad.
Yeah.
It's pretty rad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is episode number 17 of the
Holy crap.
the old Pickle and Boot Shop. Pickle and Boot Shop number 17, a diabolical brainwashing machine. How are you doing, Reese?
I am well.
What are you drinking?
I'm switching it up. It is Cruzan white rum with Diet Canada Dry ginger ale, which I like to call a failure puddle.
A failure puddle. Yeah.
It's no Don Q.
No, thank you. I am drinking, to everybody's chagrin, I am drinking Gatorade because I've spent the last week on a guys' weekend and I drank way too much. And when I say I drank way too much, I wasn't like falling down, stumbling, anything like that. But I just paced myself very, very well. But nonetheless, there was just lots of consumption of calories and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I went from a weekend to I'm at a conference for work, a roofers conference. And I just, I'm still hazy from the whole vacation part of it. So I was like, man, I'm not drinking at the conference. I need to get back into the flow of things and get some electrolytes, as the kids say. I think the kids are into electrolytes and amino acids.
Yeah. They also like to wear tinfoil hats. That's
And
what the
stuff
kids do.
vodka-soaked tampons up their rectums.
Yeah, I can't get behind that. I don't.
Pun intended.
Oh, hold on.
Hey-o.
Yo.
Yes, sir. You are correct, sir. Yes. So, for those of you that want to cheat alcohol poisoning or get as close to alcohol poisoning as you possibly can,
Mhm.
you can soak a tampon in vodka insert it into your rectum, therefore bypassing the distilling of your kidneys,
Yeah.
and it just goes right into the bloodstream.
Well, and the other amazing thing is, normally when you get alcohol poisoning, they can give you a bunch of charcoal to drink and they give you this like milkshake of charcoal and all this crap that absorbs the alcohol, and they can pump your stomach. But if you do that, then they can't save you. You just go right
Yeah.
to Jesus.
Yeah, you go right to Jesus from Tito's. You go from Tito's and Carefree. I don't know who makes tampons. Tampax and Tito's. They should come in a set, in a gift set.
Yeah.
Tampax and Tito's to the morgue.
To the morgue or the loving arms of Jesus Christ, depending
Yeah.
on your theology.
Yeah, depending on what podcasts you listen to.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to some of these satanic ones, I don't know if Jesus is going to be waiting for you.
Yeah. You just go down there with Axl Rose and you're like spraying champagne on each other and
Yeah.
whatever crazy thing, listening to Steely Dan that they do in
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
Playing TurboGrafx 16.
Playing TurboGrafx 16
'Cause that was a crappy console.
Slash is playing a guitar solo over you. There's like 100 really hot ladies. It sounds awful.
Yeah. Who would want it?
I don't.
Who would want
don't
it? That's
want
why we're trying to take it down. And we might be able to do so with the help from our new parent company, I guess. Majoko.
Oh,
Our new parent company.
the deal. It's just
Yeah, go on.
The deal is in the works. Mohoko. Mohoko.
I hear that contracts should be arriving by the end of this week. We had talked about it, about signing off on that, because apparently this company is going to come in, give us top-notch equipment, give us recording capabilities of video. There's the possibility of us being on a satellite radio station.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing?
Well, what's important to me is they're going to give me double the $130 that my Prius is worth.
Yes.
So they said
Yep.
that or another Bernie Sanders 2016 bumper sticker.
Yeah, because what happened to the first one?
It was vandalized.
Did we talk
Vandalized,
about this
yeah.
already?
We
Was this
did.
talked about on the lake episode?
Yeah, we did. It was removed, and I didn't feel like it was a bad thing because it became the cleanest part of my car.
Plus, it was just time. I think it was housekeeping. I think it was like, hey, it's time to get, like, if you wanted a Biden sticker or you want an AOC sticker,
Mhm.
that Bernie spot was that was taking up real estate.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been in a Prius, but there's two windows, and neither one of them you can see squat out of. They're just like, I think so. I think that's the police pulling me over. That's what I am normally saying. I can't see behind me very well.
Well,
But-
speaking of police, I think also on the lake episode, you had told of how you got a speeding ticket going through Ohio. It has now been 2 weeks. That's how the cop pulled you over. He did that, and then he just gave you the thumb, like the thumb to the right. Womp, womp, get over.
Yeah, I got pulled over, and then this morning I went to the courthouse. I drove 4.5 hours, went to the courthouse in Pomeroy, Ohio.
Oh, what time did you have to get up to leave for that?
It was early.
You were like, actually, I just didn't sleep. I just left right after midnight. After
what I-
midnight, we're
what
going
I
to drive
did-
to court in Palmerito.
I got that Prius up to 87 miles an hour. And
Yeah,
I
get
went
another ticket on the way to court.
gunned it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what happened at court?
It was the weirdest thing. So let me just throw this out there. If you ever get a summons to court or a ticket, you should read it, which I did not. I was just
Okay.
like, what's the date on this? I'm so mad. I'm going to go. And so I didn't read. It was an arraignment,
Oh,
which means you don't have to be there, I guess. That's what they said. So I get
Okay.
there. They're like, everyone is kind of confused. First of all, Apple Maps almost killed me. It was like, it put me, I was like, you're going here. And I went, and it was like a Jeep trail. There was grass growing in between where your car wheels go. Which
like a
is
2-track, like you were on a safari.
Yeah, but a Prius is not the car you want in this.
Can somebody make a meme of Reese and I in some sort of Land Rover on a safari, but we're going to court together?
And also instead of a Land Rover, substitute a Prius, a burgundy Prius with the driver's side all dented in.
Love it. Love it.
So
You're on a 2-track.
I would have gotten there on time, except I'm just like, this is not it. So quickly I put it into Waze, and then I went and I made it. And then everybody was very confused. Like the ladies.
They're like, we haven't had a person in our courtroom for over 20 years.
It seemed like that. So these ladies were just like, you're here for what? And I was like, for court? For court. And I showed them the ticket, and they're like, okay. And it was like 2 high school girls who I think just sat down there and talked to each other and texted all day. And they're like, who is coming in and interrupting this? Put me through the metal detector. Then one of them has to take me up in the claustrophobia elevator.
Yeah.
I went up, and then she's like, it's right up here. Open the door. I kind of walked out, and door closed. And I was ready. I had a suit on. I was ready to plead my case. And then I'm just in this hallway, and there's nobody around. There's construction going on, and there's a door that says county court. So I'm like, well, this is it. It says county court, Pomeroy, Ohio. And I open it up, and there's dudes up on scaffolding. And like the whole room is just sheetrock and these guys in scaffolding, and they're doing like asbestos remediation and all this stuff.
And then there's 12 angry men in the jury box.
No jury box.
They're all like, why are we here?
Confused construction people. And I had a mask on. I still had my COVID mask, and I'm the only person I think in 100-mile radius with one of these things still.
And these guys are
they're just
breathing
like,
asbestos.
Yeah, they're
And
like,
you got a
"Well,"
mask
They
on.
don't have a mask on, but they're like doing the asbestos remediation. So I'm like, well, it's not this room. And I go and I find another sign that says court. And I go in, and there's like a bailiff talking to another guy
Named Rusty
in the pew or whatever the seat is there. And I just kind of sit down. And they don't stop talking. And I'm like, there's no judge. Nothing is happening. It's just this lady sitting there and these 2 guys, the bailiff and then the other guy named Rusty, talking. And finally, after like 10 minutes, I'm just like, hey, am I in the right place? And I showed them my ticket, and they're like, no, you want to go to the county court. And I was like, I just went there, and it's construction. And they're like, yeah, I don't think they're having it. So I go back out, go back in the room with the construction guys, and I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to be here a half hour ago. What is happening? And they're like, just go out in the hall and then turn left again. So I go out. I'm like, still, everything is gray in this building. Like there's signs up, but nobody there except these construction dudes. And so I ended up going to like 3 offices and finally found somebody, and they're like, here, I'll take you down there. What's up, honey? Yes, I think it's in the thing. Have a gummy. Okay. It's in my little thing on the back of the toilet. It says melatonin. Yeah. Love you.
She's like,
That's the
Dad, can I have
bitch.
some weed? You were like, no, go grab a gummy.
Yeah. She wants melatonin. It's a gateway drug.
Yeah. My kids love melatonin.
Jeez.
All right.
You know,
So finally
when I
someone
was
took
their
you.
age, I had to lay in bed and think of all the shit I did wrong in my life
Yes.
instead of going to sleep. Like, what is this?
Yes.
Taking melatonin. Just
Yes.
come nut up or shut up.
Like your brain was just.
Like, why did I say that in Boy Scouts? Why did
Yeah.
I do that?
And then
Why
if
did
you
I
didn't
show
have
everybody
air
my penis
conditioning,
in second grade?
right? And then why did I take that gun to school?
Why?
Did that ever
Yeah.
happen to you? Did you ever take
Did
a
I
gun to
take a
school?
gun to school? I did not. I did not have access to any guns.
You've never taken a gun to school.
You know what? No, I have not. It's
Are
so
you
weird.
sure? Hey, how about you? You've never had an incident where you took a gun to school?
Are you sure?
Are you positive?
I'm positive. Pretty sure.
So you walked out of the courtroom. Someone took you went into an office.
I walked out. I found this lady. She finally took me down to this office. I showed the lady, and she's like, "The judge isn't here," and I'm like, "Yeah, no crap. There's no court. There's nothing. It's the asbestos remediation guys." And she goes, she was super confused. She's like, "All right, I'll call the prosecutor and see if he wants to come in and talk to you." So she gets on the phone. She's like, "Come out here and sit on this other outside in the hall pew." And I sat there between two Bibles, by the way. Like,
Right. Take that,
how they-
Satanism. Bibles
they
are still
run it in
alive and well
Pomeroy.
in courtrooms in rural America.
Yeah. And they
Eat
sat
it,
me
Satan.
down, and I just sat there and I waited for about an hour.
Oh,
And then this dude came and he's like, "Hey, are you Michael Roper?" And I was like, "I'm the only person here. What do you think?" I didn't say this.
he's like,
But
"Did you
he's like,
take a
"Well-"
number? What number do you got?"
Yeah. 47. Nope. Not yet. We're on
No, we're
in
on
the
38.
20s still. Yeah. So
We'll be right with you.
he finally he's like, I'm gonna, he shows up and he's like, "So this is just an arraignment. You didn't have to be here for this." And I'm like, "Well, crap." And he's like, "And you drove all the way from what, Staunton, Virginia? And how far is that?" And I'm like, 4.5 hours. So he's like, "You probably don't want to come back, do you? Let's make a deal."
You're like, well, funny you should say that. I might not mind coming back. I love this town.
Oh man. So he was like immediately like, so I got the ticket for going 81 in a 55, which I
Eesh.
was doing. I
Yeah.
was going that fast. I was passing a bunch of people. And then so he's like, "How about if we make it 69 in a 55? It's only $100. And I told him, I was like, "Well, I don't think the cop saw me after he clocked me, because there was a good space of time. I went over a hill and I didn't see him, and then he came up. I think it could have been another Prius." And he was like, "Well, you're welcome to come back and argue that." And I was like, "All right, I'll take the $100." So it was $100.
Was it any
and then,
points?
he didn't know. He said in Ohio that is 2 points, which will probably put me on the very edge on my Virginia license.
Of losing your license.
Yeah, because I've had some tickets.
Oh my goodness.
Wink. Yeah. Well, so when I used to work at UVA, I hate driving. I hate driving in Virginia. I'm gonna say this, and unapologetically, the worst drivers in human history, not in human history, because I'm sure you can go to other countries where they don't have traffic lights and they just ram each other and shit.
Yeah.
In the United States, Virginia, hands down, it is the worst. They are the worst drivers, and it is the worst place to drive.
So we need to fact check this. And
Okay.
when you do the next monologue at the beginning, you need to look up worst drivers in America. I'm going to counter and say Virginia doesn't even crack the top 10.
I've driven everywhere, Joe. I've driven in almost every
I've been
state.
everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
I've driven in Europe. I drove in France, Belgium,
Yeah.
Croatia, Bosnia,
What about Herzegovina?
Herzegovina.
Because if you've
Where else
driven
have I
it,
driven?
isn't
That
Bosnia
might just
and
be it.
Herzegovina?
Germany? Did I say Germany? I've driven
Yeah.
in Germany.
Czech Republic,
I have not. Oh,
Luxembourg.
yeah. No. I have driven in the Czech Republic and Poland. Slovakia? No, just Czech Republic and Poland. Europeans are great, especially Germans. They're amazing. Virginia, bottom. They suck. I drove in the Dominican Republic.
Bottom feeder.
People drove better. There was a dead horse in the middle of the highway, and people were
That someone
driving
was
better.
riding and was still driving it better than people driving cars. I saw a dude drive a dead horse better than someone who was driving a Dodge Ram
in Virginia.
in Regina.
In Virginia.
Well, it's funny that you had that court story because I had a court story this time around, and I know I've been bumming people out from like messages that I've been getting about our very emotional podcast that we had. And especially if you're not a patron, the patron is where it got heavy and deep, and people said that they were crying and all sorts of stuff. Ladies and gents, I did not mean for that to happen. I think I got a little, emotional, and I think it's awesome that you guys are so connected to us that you guys like cried with me. It's a little weird, like on my part, like I didn't mean for that to happen, so I'm sorry. But in kind of another like bummer thing, I had divorce court last Tuesday, and so I'm like my own lawyer this time around. So I did up all the papers. I sent them to the county. They sent us a thing back saying that for some more papers that we needed. So we did those, sent those in, and they gave us a court date. So the day before my court date, I text my wife and I say, hey, this absolutely sucks. Sorry about this. But I'll see you tomorrow at court, like 8:30 a.m. And I actually asked her, I was like, hey, I'll see you tomorrow at court. You want to go out for a drink after? And that's what I said. And so she was like, I'd like to, and I would, but it's a Zoom call, dummy. And I was like, what? Like I had a suit, I had everything. I was house sitting for a friend of mine, which is closer to the court that I thought I had to be at than my house.
Did you wear your suit?
To the Zoom meeting, I did
Yeah.
not. I did not. I wore a polo and pajama pants. So I get on the court call at 8:30. That's when it said to get in. Oh, so she's like, no, it's a Zoom call, dummy. And I'm like, a Zoom call? And she's like, yeah. I was like, I haven't been told this at all. She's like, yeah, this is the ID. She goes, double check though. This is the like court clerk guy. So I email him. He's like, oh, sorry you didn't get that. Here's the court ID, which is different than the one that Molly sent me. So I'm like, well, Molly must be off. So 8:30 rolls around or 8:25. I type in the ID that he gave me. Nothing. Says it's not valid. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait a couple more minutes. Maybe it opens up at 8:30. So at 8:30, I put it in. It says it's not valid. I'm like, well, I'll put in the code that Molly gave me. I put that code in. Boom. Right away, I go right to it. So that dude, the court clerk guy, gave me the wrong ID. I would have missed court if Molly wasn't cool enough to like give me the real ID. And so we both log on. It's 8:30. At 8:47, we get like called into court. So the screen changes. We were like in a holding room. Then it says like the court clerk is bringing you in. So boom, boom, comes up. It's us and the judge. She asks us to say our names. We say our names. She goes over in 30 seconds what our divorce terms are. Me and Molly agree to it. She asked if there's any questions. Molly spoke for maybe another 20 seconds. And then that was it. Boom. She was like, okay, I rule in favor of blah, blah, blah. Your marriage is no more. The filings for it will be in your like email by the end of the day. Boop, left meeting. Nothing. It was 3 minutes.
So heavy, man.
And so I was telling you prior, I feel like divorce is like an embarrassing thing. Like, so like I kind of felt like when you're a kid and you get in trouble, like, you did wrong. So you kind of want to get chewed out. So I kind of wanted the judge to like kind of give it to us a little bit, like, hey guys, like, let's figure your lives out. Like, get on track, man. Like, don't do this anymore. Nothing. Just boop, 3 minutes in and out, drive through divorce. And you had mentioned the word ceremony. Like, I kind of wish there was more ceremony for the dissolving, the dissolution, if I don't even know if that's a word, of the marriage. I was expecting there to be more, not fanfare, because that means like, that sounds like something cool, but at least something to it. And it wasn't. It was 3 minutes. Yes, no, done.
This is tremendous. Like, it's a pivotal, life-changing moment.
Yeah.
And it happened in 3 minutes over, like whatever your Wi-Fi speed was, whatever.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yes.
There is like a market for people renewing their wedding vows. So me as a licensed pastor, I've done this for 2 people where I've been like a pastor and I read the wedding vows and then they renew their vows. I think there should be a thing where people are able to renew their divorce. So
Think about it. There could be a niche thing here.
This is it.
I want you to explain it more to me. I'm keeping an open mind. Take this, Satanism.
A mediator who is a judge, and
Okay.
there are 2 comedians who act as your lawyers,
Okay.
and you get to do some things in your renewal of your divorce. Like, first of all, you get to just talk shit about the other person. Like,
Okay. You get to chirp your ex.
yeah, but
Okay.
through this comedian. Like, this comedian will just talk shit about whoever your ex was.
All right.
There. So all your friends are coming. They're on either side, like it's a marriage.
Got
either
you.
side of the fake courtroom or whatever.
So it's like a rap battle. So you have your rapper, your comedian that you put up there. They have theirs, and they each get what, a minute and a half to do like a diss track.
Yeah, but I think there should also be room in there for making peace. Like, there should be room in there to say, these are your good traits. This is what I hope for you. Like, I hope you, hope it's going better. I hope you found that person that actually cares about you and like Star Wars and comics and all this stuff. And isn't horribly offended that you spent every Sunday watching the Broncos lose their shit or whatever,
Right. So could there be like packages, like you get the pine package, like the bronze package, and that's where, I was thinking like
wood.
Yeah, like a pine wood,
or the scent of pine. This is
like
pine, next
wooden
is lavender.
No, like a wooden, I was thinking like the old caskets, like an old pine box, like something that was just kind of janky, cheap.
A way to do it.
So if you did that, you could, you could do like the pine package. Yeah, you do the pine package, and that's just it's basic, And then you go up to like the bronze package, and that's where maybe the comedians come into play. And then you can get the gold package. Maybe there's silly string. Maybe there's a dunk tank. Maybe you get to throw, maybe you get to pie them in the face. You know, something along those lines. And then the platinum package is, I don't know, Kanye West maybe writes a song about how your marriage didn't work out. Maybe we write a song about how your marriage didn't work out.
So Kanye West is like $40, but for 45, you could maybe get Joe and Reese.
Yeah. Or he does the beats and then we do the lyrics, you know? So
Yeah.
just a thought. I definitely think that could be as a section of the Pickle and Boot Shop.
This idea. Yeah.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in Michigan, I know how to file paperwork for divorce, so I can cut your lawyer fees, 80%, 90%, and then we could just do a
technically licensed
package.
pastor still. I don't know if that counts. I need to be a licensed lawyer if there's that. if there's
Well, I
something
think
like
those
that.
are just called lawyers, But that could be part of the platinum. Like if you think ahead, part of the platinum is I do your paperwork for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then a year from then we renew your divorce. Maybe I smoke a pork shoulder. We do pulled pork.
Mm-hmm.
And then the comedians, the dunk tank. We cut a cake at the end.
I really think it would be good to like kind of bring about closure for people. And I think if your business model was to try and create not like to like rekindle romance, but like
Right.
to bring about reconciliation,
Yeah,
it would be cool. Like you
it's
can
not
still be
about.
friends, or you can at least forgive this person.
There you go. You just
You
nailed
can
it.
At least hope that this person has, like whatever was going on when you were married, it wasn't. It was destructive and it wasn't fulfilling. So let's bring some hope into it.
Yes. That's exactly it. Because you wouldn't be renewing your divorce if one party wasn't for it. So if you're renewing it's like, I don't understand people who go on Jerry Springer. Like if I got a call from Jerry Springer and it was like, hey, this is the producer of the Jerry Springer show. We'd like you to come on. I'd be like, well, I didn't call you. So who's coming on to say that they have my baby? Who's coming on to say that they cheated on me with my cousins, neighbors, goldfishes? Like, what am I getting blindsided by? I would never go on Jerry Springer, for that reason. So I don't think
college with a lady that was on there 3 times, and you know how like at the end they're just like, call in if your spouse has cheated on you with your cousin or with like with somebody with.
Was she
Down
like an
syndrome.
actress or was it for realsies?
No, like they would just pretend that this was the thing. She would go with her boyfriend and pretend that this thing was happening, and they would put him on the show. And
wow.
I don't know if Jerry Spring, they had to know because they were on 3 times. Like, this is your 3rd time. This is not happening. Like, you did not have a baby from this guy. But this is reality TV. It's just that. It's a lot of faking stuff.
I knew a guy who was on Jerry Springer. I don't know if it was Jerry Springer or more. No, it was Springer. It was Springer. And he was on there for having 9 different kids with 9 different women.
Now, was it true?
Yes, it was true. It was true.
I imagine in those shows they were like, hey, call this number if this happened. And if real people called, they were just like, thank God. We don't have to call this lady from Reese's beginning painting class at the University of Colorado.
Right. Oh, that's so funny. Painting brought something up. What was it? I can't think of it.
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
painting, you
Cut
wanna
that
see
out.
my poison ivy?
Yeah, I was wondering why you had that Allen Iverson.
Look at that, dude.
Ooh.
It looks like I got. It looks
That's
like I'm a-
disgusting.
It's so sick, man. It
Where'd
looks like
you
I'm
get
a
that
burn
from?
victim.
What were you doing?
I think
You guys,
using
you
the
can't see
weed
this.
whacker out there.
He looks like he's wearing an Allen Iverson like compression sleeve on his arm, and he pulled it down to. It looks like his arm is Freddy Krueger's. It's
so
super
nasty.
gross. It's super
so
gross.
It won't
If
stop.
if at any
leaking
point
stuff.
you're on a date this week and you put your arm around some person, use your other arm.
I'll try. I will try. I've got this
So-
really good move though, and I just want to throw this out there. Guys, if you have special feelings about a lady, what you do is you sit next to her and then you pretend like you're tired and you're yawning. And you just and then you put your arm down around her.
Oh, see, that sounds
that
better
good?
than what I do. Because what I do, the move that I've always done, and it doesn't
What's
get good
around it?
results, is like
Uh-huh.
I look like deep into her eyes, and then I suddenly go, wait, what's that? And I point up, and then when she looks up, I take my middle finger and flick their Adam's apple. And women don't seem to find that romantic. They don't seem to find that like a desirable thing.
Oh, what's that? Ah! Ah!
Then they can't swallow. They do that panic. They do that panic where they can't swallow. I think my throat's broke.
I think you killed me.
I think it's broke. I
I
think you broke
didn't.
my neck bone.
Let's make out. It's really good,
I think
though.
you broke my neck bone, but let's make out. Yeah. Yeah, there was a girl in high school that was a very attractive young lady. I'd always heard that she had done some modeling. I can't I think she did like modeling for like local like JC Penney and stuff like that, like catalogs.
That's hot, dude. Did you ever look at the JCPenney catalog?
No,
Some
never saw
modeling.
never saw her in any of
Some
them.
Cheryl
but-
Teagues.
Yeah, but she used to sit in front of me in biology, and every day she would do this thing where she sat in front of me. She would flip all her hair onto my desk, like she thought it was funny, and we were friends, so she thought it was funny. She would flip all her hair onto my desk, completely cover like whatever book I had, and she would do like a big yawn and stretch, like the arms up above her head, so like her arms were in my face, and she would do this multiple times, like a week. And so I started when she was doing it, when she would put her head back, I'd hold her forehead down and I'd flick her Adam's apple. And like the first time I did it, she goes, "Ah!" Like made this like weird, like "Ah!" noise. And then the teacher's like, what is going on? And she's like holding her throat as though like she couldn't breathe, you know, when you get hit in the throat and you're like, oh. So yeah. So then she would keep doing it.
Gosh.
And then like every now and then, it wasn't every time, but every now and then, like she'd forget, she'd do it, and I'd give her like a little flick, and she didn't like that.
It just takes a special person. That's
Yeah.
how you know you've met the right one.
Yeah.
That move.
Then the panic sets in. The panic sets in. You can't swallow. You know, you think you're never going to swallow again.
Oh my gosh. That's assault, brother.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
you know
man.
what? Some call it assault. Some people call it a love tap.
Right.
It's
I would
all
call it that.
it's all in your the meditation, the premeditation of it. And there was no maliciousness.
So hot. That's assault,
thought you were
brother.
I thought you were singing On the Wings of Love, only the two.
That's what you should have done.
That's
Held her
what I should-
forehead down and
Kissed her Adam's apple. Kissed her Adam's apple and then started singing that. I think she would
probably
rather
would.
have had me flick it
Yeah.
than had kissed her neck.
This kept happening to me in high school.
That was Jamie Ruffles. Jamie Ruffles was who that
If you're
happened to.
listening, Joe is now single.
Yeah.
He'd love to flick your
Hey.
Adam's apple again.
I pay
This
lots of
kept
money
happening to me
to
in
girls
high
on
school.
Craigslist to flick their Adam's apples.
Oh my gosh.
Was that too far? That was too
Side
far.
hustle.
That was too far. All right, say what you were saying because I talked over you.
No, like in high school, I just remember I was super awkward. So I think
You?
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, that's weird.
super fucking
Because
awkward.
as a 46-year-old,
Still.
you're completely not awkward.
But like I think I was good looking. Like the ladies would talk about it.
Yeah.
Guys would come up and they'd be like, dude, what is wrong with you? My guys that are friends with would be like, you could have any girl in this school if you just shut the fuck up. Like, stop talking about Pee Wee Herman just for a minute.
And
So-
cut your hair. You don't need it down to your waist.
No, I didn't have it then. I looked like that dude from Saved by the Bell.
Zach Morris
Yeah,
or Screech.
Zach.
Do you have an
Morris.
afro? Like you have a tight afro like Screech?
He had a tight afro. No, I had like from swimming all year round. It was like blonde, and then I was cut. Like I could do like 200 pull-ups.
Wowzers.
So, yeah. So the ladies, I think, liked me until I talked, and then they were just like, "Holy hell! Like, what is wrong with this dude?"
She's they're like, all we want to do is French kiss this guy, and he wants to talk to us about Star Trek
Mm-hmm.
and
I
high five
remember
Don Cheadle.
All the time, ladies. I don't know if this was their move because nobody stretches all the time and puts their boobs out. Like it was a move all the
I
time.
do.
They'd be like, and like stretching with their hands over their head and then
Yeah.
back and then like, you're just like 4 years into knowing about boobs and you're just like, that girl has got some boobs. And it was like she was showing them to everyone.
Yep.
Of course, I'm like, I am aware of this, and I'm like staring, and then they like look at you like, "What are you staring at, you pervert?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
What are you doing? Who does this? Who is stretching right now and just boobs?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was hard.
Nobody I know just stands in front of me and does calisthenics.
It's what was happening a lot to me in high school, and I don't know if they were just like, I need to stretch like this and I haven't figured out that I have boobs yet, or they were just like, I want to yell at Reese for looking at my boobs.
Probably a little bit of both, or a lot of bit of both.
Well, I was. Sorry,
Man
Lord.
alive. Sorry, Lord. We were teenagers once, and we enjoyed the fruits of those around us.
And it stopped right then. I never have thought about boobs since. I am
As soon
done.
as my youth pastor was like, "Don't think about boobs," I was like, "You got it, buddy."
Got
Dunzo.
it. Check mark.
Check.
Done.
What do
else
we move
would you
on
like
to
me
now?
to do? Throw out this Run DMC album? Got it. Done. Thank you, sir.
Right.
I'm in the
Dire
Lord's Army.
Straits. This Dire Straits cassette tape in the bonfire.
It's out. I am in
Beatles,
the
Sgt.
Lord's
Pepper.
Army.
Might as well just be the devil himself.
Where are you going to college? Oral Roberts University or Liberty? And that's what I said. Went
Yeah.
straight there.
I was like, there's only two types of colleges, Oral Roberts or homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense.
Dude,
Made zero sense.
homeschooling for college.
My mom is working
That
on
would
getting
make-
accreditation.
That would make the absolute best TV show. Like homeschooling, homeschool
College.
college. It would be the best. You gotta get Jason Sudeikis somehow in that. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a dream.
It's a dream come true. And it's a dream that's not far off if you think about it.
Right.
There is somebody in the United States right now that is getting college homeschooling. There's somebody.
I think my nephews did do homeschool college.
like homeschool online, because isn't online basically homeschool college?
Yeah, they did online, but they did like homeschool
Like University of
school,
Phoenix?
and then they did Thomas Edison State University, which is in New Jersey. It was
Thomas
all online.
Hearns University in Detroit. He was a boxer.
Really? So got
The
a
Hitman Tommy
university
Hearns. No,
Come on,
no,
Tommy.
he doesn't.
hit
But he
us
needs
up.
one.
Hit us up. Pickle and Boot Shop. Hashtag. I started hashtagging things we talk about in our episode because I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe those people will look at it.
That's what we're
I don't know
supposed
how
to
the
do.
internet works.
That's what we're supposed to do.
I just know there's some things you can type in there and you're gonna see boobs.
Yeah.
I just
Yep.
know that about the internet, and I'm sorry, Lord. I've
I-
seen some boobs.
I think we should like hashtag things like Hooters, and then we talk about owls. And so then like people who look up the hashtag, so like we'll like hashtag Hooters and Wieners. And then we'll talk about like getting a hot dog at a baseball game or like a really cool owl that we saw. So people
barn
will
owl.
listen
It's
to the whole
international.
podcast waiting for us to talk about Hooters and Wieners.
Yes,
Just do like very like innuendo hashtags.
I work at the Wiener Factory. I'd like to see this podcast through.
Yeah.
I'm
There's a
I'm in
there's a big
A&R.
Catholic church in our area.
Mhm.
It's called St. Anne's. And every summer they have the St. Anne's Sausage Fest. And so I always, I want to do a skit where people go to St. Anne's Sausage Fest and it's just a bunch of dudes with their shirts off, wearing, tight shorts or linen pants with no undies on. And that's St. Anne's Sausage Fest. So every time you drive by and you see that sign, you just want to laugh, but it's literally a sausage fest. Like people go and you pay money and you can have smoked sausage or Italian sausage and all
Have
these.
you gone to it? Because that sounds amazing.
I
That sounds
have
like-
never been to it. My friend Jessica Reese, shout out, humble brag, no big deal. That was where she went growing up. So she would spend her summers at the Sausage Fest.
Yeah.
St. Anne's. And the thing I like, it's not like it's Father Tony's. It's St. Anne's, not Father Tony's Sausage Fest. St. Anne's.
Not like Uncle Touchy's Magic Puzzle Basement Sausage Fest. St. Anne's.
Yeah.
Complete. There is a divide. That is
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah. Drunkle Kent's
Drunkle
massage
Kent's-
parlor. Drunkle Kent and his Sausage Fest.
Massage parlor slash
Yeah.
sausage.
Rub
fest.
and Tug Sausage Fest. Drunkle Keith's Sausage Fest and Rub and Tug. You bring your own soap.
Oh my!
You
My
bring your own
mom-
snorkel. You bring your own snorkel.
My mom listens to this, and I think she just had a
Oh,
stroke.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Roper.
Yeah. I
Eesh.
think she just had a stroke. I think she just like, my son is dead to me.
She's like, but if he dies, do I get all that Fiverr and Kickstarter money?
You know, this is what sucks. We have not finished all the Kickstarter stuff.
Oh,
So like
no.
okay, so I'm one of the big holdups. I promised that I would.
Oh, shocker.
The Kickstarters, yeah, I know this happens every time. It's always me holding shit up. But I was like, somehow. So when we first started touring, I needed a job. So we started touring, and Scott and I both worked at this insurance agency. We got laid off, and because they moved to Livonia, Michigan. Alexis
Hey.
color reporting, and so we both got laid off. Scott got some new. He got a great job, and then I was like, I don't have a job.
I'm gonna sing for a ska band.
Well, I
Make
had
millions.
no. I had been like ordering our shirts from this place. We were like, this is a Christian screen printer. We should use them, and so we did. So I had been calling them. We got signed. We made our album, and I was like, I need a job. And so I called these guys on the way back home from recording our first album. I was like, hey, do you have any openings for people? And they were like, yeah, come on in. So all of a sudden, I was working in this screen printing place, and it was such a cool job. When you're a kid, like when you're in 18, 19, 20, you have
Yeah.
no idea what a cool job is. Like,
Right.
you have no idea. You're just like, well, where's my Ferrari? Like, this
Right.
sucks.
That most people do think that.
I have to wake up and work. You're
Right.
just like, but then it was just like it was me and this hippie dude screen printing, and you'd
It's
like
always a
print
hippie
bunch of
dude.
stuff. He was super hippie. He'd make like Grateful Dead knockoff shirts that were like Colorado sports teams. So he'd be like, it's the Avalanche inside that skull for the Grateful Dead. And I'm
Right.
like,
Exactly.
not cool, but whatever. But he was such a cool dude. And you just listen to, like the radio, and you'd be in there screen printing, and then you'd run out of things to do. And then he'd just be like, what do you want to make t-shirts of? And you could just do anything. Make
Oh, that
shirts.
sounds awesome.
So, and my band, we were making my band's t-shirts. It was so cool. And then the guy that owned it would show me like, hey, I want to show you how to run this program. So I learned like how to do Illustrator and Photoshop and all these programs to like make t-shirts, which I was an art minor and I didn't learn any of that shit at college. I learned it at this job, and it was so awesome. But so being nostalgic, I saw on eBay somebody was selling like a 4-panel. So it's like a 4-color pinwheel. It's this thing that you can make screen printing on.
Yeah.
it was-
Like a spider.
It was like $100, and I was like, I have $100. I want this now. Like I'm
I'm buy it now.
I'm gonna start making stuff. I'm gonna be cool again and make t-shirts. So I bought it, and I have not used it yet. So it's like sitting in the basement. So 4 colors, for those of you listening, you can make a full color like poster or t-shirt with 4 panels, because you just need the four color process, which is like cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So if you have those colors on white, you can make everything. If it's like on black, you just substitute white for the black. But you can, like you look at like cereal boxes. I don't even know if it's like this anymore. And you you like open the flaps, and there's like this pink color, yellow color, kind of aqua color, and black. And there's like it looks like a plus sign.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's a 4-color process. So for them to calibrate that, they printed on this box like all this stuff to be like, these are lining up, all these colors. You use these 4 colors and you make everything, every color in the spectrum. So I got this thing. I got this 4-color thing, and I'm supposed to be making posters, custom posters for 5-iron. Very excited about this. I'm like, I can do this. I trained in this. I can do it. But I can't design a poster that I feel like is cool enough. I haven't drawn for so long. That's a problem. Like I've been shackled by being in nursing management.
Well, you need a
So
muse.
long.
You need
need
to
a muse.
find that muse. I have a muse.
It's not
that-
alcohol. I'm going to tell you.
It's not alcohol. I realized that alcohol is my anti-muse.
It's the
but-
anti-muse.
I have my muse now, and I've ripped out 5-6 songs.
What?
Yeah. I got them.
Are we going to make this album?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love
I'm
to do
ready.
like a little 5 song something. But yeah, I just
Yeah.
wrote another one this last week. So that was song number 4. I have 4 songs. So I'd like
Okay,
to
you
get
have
down one more.
You have to
Yeah.
play into my neuroses, and it has to be a prime number. So 5 is fine.
Okay.
7 is fine. 3 is
No,
fine.
it'll just be fine. It'll just be fine. It'll just be 5.
All right, then we're
5 songs because I want 5 good ones. We have the one that we already did. I got to change it up a little so it's not so personal. And
Okay.
then I got lyrics to 2 more, but I'm looking for music from them. And then I wrote
Okay.
one last week that's just me in an acoustic. That's the chorus I think is great. I got to try and knock out the verse a little bit more. But
Okay.
or the verses. But yeah, that one seems to be going. And then I just need to write one more. And I'd like to put this little thing together. We could wear like dead rat heads, and people
All
won't
right.
know it's us.
I don't think
You
they
know,
will.
like we could wear like lucha libre masks at our shows, and people would not know it was us. Even though we would say, "Hey, everybody, our band, the Luchadors,
Little
are playing Cornerstone main stage," people will still not know it as us.
It's probably about that time of year. We should just head over to Cornerstone and start playing and see if people will show up.
It is. Wouldn't Cornerstone be starting next week?
Yeah, except this episode will come out like in August. So we'll be like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah, true.
it's Cornerstone time. People will be out there. This is
Was the
not
first
time
day
to
or the
go out there.
last day of Cornerstone the 4th of July?
It just depended on when 4th of July fell.
Okay.
Sometimes it was the last day.
They just like picked the first like full week, or like the last week of June. I feel like they picked like the last week of June. So if the last week of June was like June 29th, 30th, 31st, then it kind of ran into like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th,
Right.
something like that.
I wish Cornerstone would happen again. Like, I
I do and I
probably
don't.
it was
like
like,
if-
the weather was awful and it smelled awful if it got
Yeah.
wet, because I think it was like on an old pig farm.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like I would love if, like with this podcast, like if podcasting kind of starts to rival bands and stuff like that, I would love for like a festival to be like, hey, would the Pickle and Boot Shop come out? Instead of doing a set, we show up and we do an hour cast, you know? Like think about that.
Or
Think about
they-
that if you had like,
play a set.
yeah, if you had like podcast festivals and you show up and like we
Yep.
do our thing, Magnified Pod does theirs, you know, Joe Rogan headlines, you know, just like something like that. I think that'd be cool.
So I think what killed Cornerstone though was
The feces from the porta potties.
feces. Yeah. No, it was awful. Like the environment was awful. You're in a cornfield in the middle of nowhere in Illinois.
No
It was
shade.
always hot, almost always hot, no shade. It was, I think, on a former pig farm. So if it rained, which cooled it off, it would just smell like pigs. You know, like it was like pig crap everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was mud everywhere. Like I remember being like up to my knees in mud, plus sweating and hot. But as far as like the bands and stuff and just what was going on, it was so fucking cool. It was like if I had to picture what heaven is like, I'm picturing that. Like there's going to be some crazy dude with like a 2-foot high mohawk walking around in a dress and a guy riding a 3-story bike at the same time.
Unicycle.
And then and then just some mom or some grandma that's just like, I'm going to bring my kids to Cornerstone.
Yeah.
And like that lady, same place, everybody's there. Plus, just like you cannot throw a rock and not be at a concert. Like there was bands that would just play at their campsite, and every once in a while you'd just be walking. You'd be like, I gotta get over here, and you'd walk through some campsite, and it would be like the most amazing set you've ever heard, or most amazing, just ethereal song is someone just singing their heart out, and you just sit there for a minute, and like people would feed you, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody
I'm
was
just listening, man. I
dirty.
went silent because it's almost like I got my eyes closed just thinking about it. Yeah.
It was so cool. And so I think going back to this, I think what killed it was so cool that everybody tried to copy it. And I think even Cornerstone tried to copy it. They had one in North Carolina. There was one in Florida.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that. I think that was
like
after we got
Richmond,
out of the game.
everywhere. So the Florida one, awful. It sucked. Florida sucks.
Yeah, it
Sorry.
does.
But
Sorry,
like,
Florida, but you were the worst state in the union.
like,
Well,
in the middle
starting
of
to
the
think Ohio.
summer, like in the middle of the summer, it was like in Tallahassee or something.
Yeah.
Sweaty, hot in some fairgrounds. Like that's not the same as going to this cool thing with 30,000 people in the middle of Florida. And I think they did it because it was getting too big. Like it was Japuza, this, something that the Res Band has started in the middle of Chicago. And all of a sudden they were responsible for this huge festival. All the medical stuff, all the security stuff, all the parking, all the camping, all this stuff in the middle of Illinois. I know people got hurt there at 500 shows. Like I know people got hurt. And so like, what do you do? Where's the next hospital? It wasn't, I think the reason it was there is because somebody had donated the land. And, I think before that Cornerstone was like in a fairgrounds in Chicago. And then somebody donated some land and they're like, okay, we'll try this. And then it became the absolute coolest thing. It was like if you read about Woodstock or hear about it and you're just like, that's cool, except it looks like everybody was dirty and like sharing heroin needles. Like if you're like that about Woodstock, like minus the bands, because if you were there for the bands, you saw like the best show ever. But like the environment, it just seems like Woodstock was like, oh yeah, there were 3 porta potties and nobody had food and everybody was in mud and then naked. There was you'd find a baby in the mud sometimes.
Right.
So Cornerstone was like that, but for Jesus. And like not for like the Jesus that are satanic podcasting friends hate. Like that is like this organized
Not the
religion,
commercialized Jesus.
commercialized, tell you what you've done wrong with your life, Jesus. It was like I'm going to walk around and we're going to have, if you're going to have this punk show at this skate ramp, we're going to do communion afterwards, and then we'll forgive you for setting up Five Iron at the skate ramp and playing. And then you're going to help us do communion. And all we have is water and Twinkies.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's like, all right, man. And that was Cornerstone.
Yeah.
So fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Actually, you know what? Let's bring this paid to an end, or this free to an end, and then we'll continue talking about more Cornerstone memories and what we liked more on the Patreon site. So freebies, we love you guys. Pickle and Boot, Pickle Peeps. You can find us on Facebook or at Facebook, we're the Pickle and Boot Shop podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Pickle and Boot Shop. You guys, I have tons of great conversations with you guys. Feel free to DM us at either of those. Reese runs the Twitter. And I tried to jump on Patreon a couple weeks ago, and I responded to some people and things like that. So you guys, whatever your
well at it. I love it.
yeah. So whatever your medium is where you get a hold of us, feel free to keep doing so. And just know that if I'm responding to you, it probably means I'm sitting on the toilet at that moment, because that's when I do most of it. So ladies, just know that. I mean, I'm sure that makes you think very well of me. So that's that, you guys. But we're going to bring this to an end, and see ya. Peace.
For more shows like this one, visit rockcandyrecordings.com.